right now. So with the Libra new moon and the sign being about relationships, it always brings us back to relationship with ourselves. And that can be balancing like work and play, balancing masculine and feminine, the inner directed and the outer directed. So those are things that we can consider at the new moon and see where we're at if you're into introspection. Just to see how things are going for you. So we'll start with our centering like we usually do. Reach up in your torso, up through your spinal column. Root your energy down into the earth for grounding. Lift your crown. Be sure to open your crown chakra to allow inspiration and spirit to flow in. Release superficial stress. Notice your shoulders, your jaw. Your low back and hip joints. And then come up to your abdomen and notice your breath, the movement of your ribs, the air flowing in through your nostrils and down into your lungs and back out again. So Libra could also represent relationship with your body. And with the higher spiritual realms, your higher self, connection to the divine. When my guides were here channeling through, they told me that all relationship is a reflection of our relationship with our higher self, and that all the love songs created that you hear on the radio, in concerts, all the love songs are actually about that relationship with your higher self, because you do fall in love with that part of yourself eventually, if not now. So we'll attune to breath. Just take your arms out to the side and breathe them up overhead. Breathe out as you lower. So all the relationships in your life reflect your relationship with your higher self. All right, and one more round of breathing, arms up and breathing out, lowering down. So when we say I love myself, that's actually what we want, is to love our higher self, that divine part of us that watches over us with no judgment, no matter what you do, no matter what, you're always loved. So just starting with our snake sway, or like seaweed in the ocean, side to side, loosen your spine, your hips. And bring your arms in, lift them up and over. Now, as you lift one arm, bring the other arm in and look over your shoulder. So you're creating kind of a ball of energy. One more to the side and come to center, and arms around, circling your body. Warming up the spine to twist. Before we go into our twist, loosen your shoulders, circle around. And reverse. So nice to see you here. And bring arms around back and interlace fingers. Just lift your arms up for a stretch. Press your head back if it is right for you. And release your arms. Bring them up overhead, interlace fingers. Stretch tall. Keep reaching up more and more and more. And just turn to your left from where you are and lower your arms down. Right hand on your left knee. Left arm behind you. Look over your shoulder so that your neck gets a twist as well. Breathe. And then as you start to unwind, lift your arms back up overhead. lean back and switch your feet and come around to your right and bring your arms down for your twist. Breathe. All right, and to come out, lift arms overhead and we'll stretch forward. Just reach out, lengthen away from your hips. Spider walk your fingers forward. And walk your hands in. Bring your arms around back. Press down in your hands. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Draw shoulder blades closer together. And come back to center and stretch out your legs. Shake out your knees. And ankles, just loosen. Okay, let's come up into standing. Well, actually, let's come onto the balls of our feet. We'll work our way up. Just coming into a rocking on the balls of your feet. Stretch your heels down to the floor. If you reach your hands forward, fingertips on the floor, that'll help you balance. Libra is about balance, balancing the scales. And now bring your knees down onto the mat. Press your heels away, stretching your Achilles tendon. Spread your fingers out wide and just lift and walk your feet back into plank pose. Stretch your calf muscles. Engage your legs, your hips, the core. Reach through your neck. We'll press up into downward facing dog. Feet just hip width apart. And walk your feet in towards center. Hang in ragdoll. Tilt your hips up and lean forward a little bit
just a little bit on the balls of your feet. Draw your body in close. And then reach your arms forward. Engage the muscles in your legs. Lift your body so your torso is parallel to the floor. Reach through your fingertips. Press down in your feet and reach up towards the ceiling. And then take in your breath and come over to the side, just to where it's pretty comfortable. And then press down on your feet. Breathe yourself up over to the other side. And come back up. Reach your arms up and lower them down. And once again, circle around in your shoulders. What's going on here? Okay. All right. Now, just with your feet hip width apart, breathe arms up overhead once again. And bring your hands into Kali Mudra, interlacing fingers all but the index finger, thumbs are just side by side. And scoop your arms back and reach them up. Lift your fingertips and take your hips, just wiggle side to side. Okay, now crescent moon. Reach your fingertips up, breathe, engage legs, and come over to your left. Keeping shoulders and hips forward as much as you're able. Keep lengthening out and over. And press down, reach up as you breathe to the other side. And breathe your way up to center, reach. And be sure to create space in your spine and just go to the back, a standing back bend, but with arms overhead. Be sure to engage your hips. And come forward once again. Release your arms, let them down. Shake them out if you need to. Okay. Now, just with your hands on your hips, toes forward, bring the weight onto one foot and then the other. And then just lift one foot off the floor slightly, then the other foot. Then lift your knee a little higher. All right. Now bring palms in front of your heart. Just reach up through your spine, take in your breath. Shift the weight over onto your right foot and lift your left knee up.
And lower down. And another big breath. As you breathe out, shift the weight over onto your left leg. Lift the right knee. Sometimes it's like your body takes over, huh? And let that knee down. All right. Shake out your knees, up and down on your heels. Good. All right. Another deep breath. Again, shift the weight over onto your right leg, lift your left knee, and come into a little twist towards the side wall. And release down, back to center. Breathe again, deep. Shift over to your left, lift your right knee, and twist. Notice how this side is compared to the first. Maybe it's the same, but maybe it's a little different. And come out, lower your foot down. Breathe, arms up overhead. Open out for a swan dive and reach down. Head to knee, walk your hands forward, come into your down dog. Once again, see how it feels this time around. Okay, sun pose, left leg forward. You can loosen up in your hip joint, especially the back leg, and lift up into a twist. Relax your hips. Now plant that right hand into the ground. Come on to the outer edge of the back leg, be your right leg, and just inch your left leg down into your side plank. Stack your feet, or some people need to put one in front of the other. Balance. Now bring that foot, that top foot, bring it back into sun pose. Lift your chin for a moment, honoring the sun's light and nurturance. And step back into down dog. Right leg forward. Lower down, loosen up. And then lift your right arm up into your twist. Relax your hips down. Now plant that left hand firmly into the mat. Come on to the outer edge of your left foot and inch your right leg down into your side plank and hold steady. Breathe. Now bring that right leg back up into your sun pose. Grab your ankle and just take it up into sun pose. Lift your chin. And step it in. And arms up overhead, reversing your swan dive. So we'll work with our Chandra Namaskar, which is salute to the moon. We'll honor that new moon energy because it gives us a break from the stressors of a lot of light. So just bring palms in front of your heart. You might want to, this is kind of a sideways pose or a series. So you might want to step sideways on your mat or turn your mat. So with hands in front of your heart, bring your hands into Kali Mudra and breathe, arms up overhead. And take your hips over to your right, arms to the left. Press down on your feet. Breathe your way up and over to the other side. Half moon makes a full. And breathe it up to center. Separate your hands and step out into goddess pose. Open the hips. Shimmer your hands. And then reach out into five-pointed star. Turn out your right leg. Your heel presses out. Turn your left toes in. Take in your breath. And bend out into warrior two. And come back in. Reach out over your leg, the straight knee. And into your triangle. And bring your upper hand down, head to knee. Let the back heel out so your hips can face forward. Come down over your front leg. Palms on either side of the front foot. Bend your knee and come into sun pose. Lift your chin. And bring your left hand inside of your left leg and pivot. Bring the back heel down, toes up. And then we come into goddess pose, Malasana. And release your hands and step your feet apart. Extend your left leg out. And Bring your hands around. Lower the ball of the back foot down onto the floor. Pivot in your hips. Come into your sun pose. Lift your chin. Relax your hips. Breathe and think about your higher self right now. Feel the presence, perhaps, and the love, the acceptance of you. And bring your back foot down and just pull back, head to knee, over that front leg. Try to align your hips and shoulders forward. Now we'll come back into our triangle. Bring your right hand inside your right leg and open to face front. Open the back hip as much as you're able. And reach up and come out into warrior two. Come back into five-pointed star. Back into goddess pose. And then just lean to one side and push off. Coming back into crescent moon, reach up with Kali Mudra hands. And this time we go to your right. Breathe your way up, over to your left. And press, lift up. And palms together, lower down over your heart. Just close your eyes for a few breaths here. Observe yourself, how you feel. You can take a moment to get your clothes back in line if you want. Get comfortable, palms together now. Balance. Now release your hands, bend your knees, reach forward, step your feet back just for a moment in upward facing dog. Bring the chest through on the tops of your feet and extend, lift your chin. And knees down onto the mat, pull back and shift your feet, bring them around in front for Shavasana and deeper connection with your higher self. That deeply loving, caring, guiding, accepting, balanced higher self. Release. Let go of all holding. And then let go again. More. Now, for as long as you can hold the emotion, generate the feeling of gratitude. This raises your vibration. Intensify it. Now start to come back without disturbing yourself too much just yet. Just draw your knees up to your chest and come over to one side. Linger in relaxation for a few breaths. Now just place your hands near your face and roll onto your palms and press up into sitting. Create your mudra to seal in all those benefits and energy, love. And then bring your palms together over your heart, bringing left and right together right over your heart center. And then a little bow of your head to honor your higher self that bigger part of you that has a wider perspective and unconditional acceptance. And may you feel a little bit more balanced after yoga. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being there.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice
Yeah,
seeing
you'll-
you, Sheila and Jeannie.
Yes. Okay. Good night, Connie.
Bye.
Nice seeing